Morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID 19. Students, in the previous module, in the chapter Development, we discussed how to compare countries' development. So, ahead to that topic only, we are going to discuss some more topics in this module. So, let us begin, students. Income and other criteria. When we look at individual aspirations and goals, we found that people not only think of better income but also have goals such as security, respect for others, equal treatment, freedom, etc. in their mind. So, just thinking on income, better income, cannot be development for a person. Along with this income, people think about these things also in their life. Similarly, when we think of a nation or a region, we may beside average income think of other equally important attributes. What could be these attributes be? Let us examine this through an example. Example is given here in your textbook, that table number 1.3. Here, per capita income is taken as a criteria to compare the different states. These states are Haryana, Kerala, and Bihar. You know, students, agriculturally, Haryana is stronger, Kerala is strong in literacy, and Bihar is backward in almost all, even agriculture and literacy, mainly backward in literacy. So if you see here the data wise information, actually these figures are per capita net state domestic products at current price for year 2015-16. Whatever these information is given as per capita income, that is taken on the basis of year 2015-16 as a per capita net state domestic product. So here, if you see this table, the per capita income of these different states can be easily seen different. So let us ignore what this complicated term exactly means. Roughly we can take in it to be per capita income of the states. Whatever concept is there, that as in this sentence is written, that per capita net state domestic product at current price. So this much complicated concept we don't need to discuss here. We are discussing it as a per capita income. So this means that on an average a person in Haryana earned rupees 1,62,034 in 1 year, whereas on an average a person in Bihar earned 31,454. So if per capita income were to be used as a measure of development, Haryana will be considered the most developed and Bihar the least developed state of the three. So depending on this data, you can easily say that Haryana is in better off condition in comparison to all these other states. And the Bihar is the most backward state out of these three states. So on the basis of these per capita income, can you say that condition of Haryana is better than Kerala? as Kerala is having lower per capita income than Haryana. So now let us look at a certain other data pertaining to these states given in table 1.4 in your textbook. The same states are here. Two, three more criteria are taken here to compare the states. Infant mortality rate. As infant mortality rate is explained here, that it indicates the number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1000 live children born in that particular year. Kerala. Sorry. Literacy rate measures the proportion of literate population in the age 7 and above age group. And net attendance ratio is the total number of children of age group 14 and 15 year attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. So this concept is given and taken to compare the state's condition. What does this table show? The first column of the table shows that in Kerala, out of 1000 children born, 10 died before completing 1 year of age, but in Haryana, the proportion of the children dying within 1 year of birth was 33. So which is 2 times more than that of Kerala, and this is showing that how better condition of the medical facility is available in the Kerala on the basis of infant mortality rate. Infant mortality is higher if the medical and nutritious foods are not available to the children and their mother. So if we see this criteria, on the basis of this we can say the Kerala is in better condition than out of these other two states. On the other hand, the per capita income of Haryana is more than that of Kerala as shown in the table 1.3. Just think of how dear you are to your parents. Think of how everyone is so happy when a child is born. And now try to think of parents whose children die before they even celebrate their first birthday. And how painful it must be to these parents. Next, note the year to which this data pertains in 2000. It is 2016. So we are not talking of old times. It is nearly 70 years after independence, when our metro cities are full of high-rise buildings and shopping malls, and at this time we are having such high infant mortality rate that out of 1033 children are dying, 38 children are dying in these different states. And on the basis of this you can say the Kerala is in much better than other two states, and depending on this you cannot say that per capita income is a better criteria to compare the countries or states, as here you saw in the example. Now, the problem does not end with infant mortality rate. The last column of table 1.4 shows around half of the children aged 14 to 15 in these different states. On the basis of this table, you can say that in Bihar, more than half of the children are not attending the classes after the class 8. Not attending the school after the class 8 means they are leaving their study before completing the age of 14 or 15. So that means they don't touch the class 8. So this means that if you went to a school in Bihar, nearly half of your elementary class would be missing. Those who could have been in a school are not there. If this had happened to you, you would not be able to read what you are really reading now. You are reading now means you are in class 10th, and if before this is you would have left your schooling, then how would you read, study these things in class 10th? So this was the discussion about the other criteria than per capita income, along with the per capita income that we discussed here: infant mortality rate, literacy rate, and net attendance ratio, how these are playing important role in comparing the states as well as in comparing the country's development. So this way you saw here, on the basis of today's module, you have to solve this question. You have to answer the question number 7 of your exercise. Kerala, with lower per capita income, has a better human development ranking than Haryana. Hence, per capita income is not a useful criteria at all and should not be used to compare states. Do you agree? Explain. If you are agree, then explain. If you don't agree, then also explain your views, and that way you have to complete the answer of this question. So this was all about students. We'll meet in the next module in the next class. Till then, bye bye all of you students. Thank you. Have a nice day.